took before the first gen even pops.
Make you wanna call my name.
Trying to bait out a hit there, but not able to get it. Freaky DEITY able to get away. That was a missed decisive strike. And that is an insta-down.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Vigo's Court. I am your Judge Little Rugard, and with me today is Counselor Poggy, and we've got another exciting matchup for you guys. Poggy, roll the docket, if you have it.
We have half a docket, and the reason, okay, so really quick announcement. Really quick. This is for everybody, because we care. We care. Over here at Vigo's Court, we care. And Sam, our league organizer, he is currently unavailable because he is out in the snowstorm in Louisiana somewhere. I don't know where, but it's no internet, no power, things like that, and they're struggling right now. Big hugs and hearts go out to Sam from everybody, I'm sure, and sorry about that, but we are missing a few things as a result. However, we're still here for you, and we're still going to continue the show in Sam's absence because that's what he wanted. So we're going to go on to the docket now, sir. Here it is, really quick.
Oh,
you can say it after.
Blame?
Well, now you can only blame me, I guess.
Rip. All right, everybody. Today we have DEITY versus FLOPS, and we're going to be playing on the Rancid Abattoir with 136 square tiles, 8,704 meters squared. 6 hooks minimum, 11 hooks max, with that one permagent in the center. And holy cow, do I hate this map. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm already not a fan of chord maps. This map specifically irks me because that center area is just the biggest loop in the game, I feel like. You got that window that's super safe. You can go back between. You got the railing that if you're not like a death slinger that's just dead. Ugh. I hate this map so much.
A lot of people hate this game, or this map. This map. You're not wrong. I mean, no, but that's not what I meant. I meant people don't like this map. I don't like this map on most killers. There's like a handful of killers that I don't mind it that much. Like Hag is like, she can probably tolerate it, but still, even that can be kind of painful. It also depends, but I mean, you know, exclamation mark Hadfax. I'm gonna add that one. Here we go. Let's add quote. Hag is the only one I will play on Rancid Abattoir. But another thing, I don't know if you've noticed this. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just bad luck. But lately, I've been getting like nothing but Rancid Abattoir and like Sanctum of Wrath and Mother's Dwelling. Like just back to back those two realms. I don't know what it is. The only time I've gotten other maps is when they put an offering in. It's weird.
So I have to say, I've also gotten a lot of the Sanctum of Wrath, but the reason I've gotten Rancid Abattoir a bunch is because DEITY scrimmed me the other day and mopped the floor with me on Rancid Abattoir. So, yeah, I've already left a bad taste in my mouth from that one. Oh, did I tell you? I found potentially another bug in the game that has only happened for me that I can tell.
Really?
I got a third-year party starter in my blood web the other day. Yeah, go explain that.
Wait, what's that?
It's the 3rd year party starter. Like it was the 3rd year anniversary firecracker.
I wasn't
party
here
starter.
for 3rd year. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen it too. I thought that was just something they added back in.
Wait, they added the 3rd year party starter back in? Okay, chat, you got to tell me because I found a party starter in my Quentin's blood web after I P3'd him, and this was a blood web that I generated yesterday. It was not just sitting there from like 2 years ago.
What was that?
Just say.
A whole bunch of things just poured into my thing. My cup is full. It runneth over. What was that?
It runneth over with Kappas from Salty Medic.
Kappas from Salty. I see it now. Yeah, I had to tab over. Thank you, Salty Medic. Pretty good Fang if you're listening or watching. I am waiting for There's the high five. I am waiting for a matchup to start happening. We haven't gotten yet into the game. I don't see any of these teams readying up or coming in or nothing. All PC people have been checked. Okay. She was letting me know right now, so I guess let's see if we can join on someone. Deity, where are you? So tonight, Deity, we can go over their stats really quick while we deal with this stuff. So here are the stats of these two teams. Drew, take us through what you think of these stats.
Honestly, I'm kind of... Oh, Zed, thank you for the jury. Or, I'm sorry, thank you for joining the jury.
Thank you for the jury. Yeah, you gave us your entire jury.
Thank you.
Genius. Hey, there we go.
I'm kind of surprised. This is not what I would have expected for the stats to be going into this game. However, we will see after this game.
So
they're fairly close, I would say. That's fairly close.
My understanding is that what you're seeing is that CDM game pulling Deity's hook differential to a far up. Because CDM did really well against Deity, and I mean really well. They won, I'm pretty sure. And so Flops, yes, they have a better overall score right now with minus 3.94. Lower is better for those of you that are new to watching. Basically, hook differential for those of you that are curious. I say this basically every stream. Survivor hooks of the 4 matches subtracted from the killer hooks of the 4 matches for both teams. So there's 4 trials in each day that we do a stream. Each game that we do is 4 trials for each team. Okay, they do killer twice, survivor twice. Easy. And then you take the survivor hooks, if they get hooked, say 12 times, and then you subtract the killer hooks. Let's say he gets 12 hooks. That means you get a score of 0. So a 0 is like a perfect balanced score for your team. Minus 3.94 means your killer side is performing a little better, and your survivors are also maybe performing better and pulling that score down. And we can see that reflected as well in the escape percentage, the gen percentages, the BP percentages, and the average scores as well. Average scores being a little higher for FPS. Escape percentages and gen percentages also being higher for FPS. So that's where you're seeing that. Now, we do have Deity killing first today, and that's going to be right here. Look at this. They're in right now, and they're getting all ready up for us. Aren't they beautiful? God, these people are beautiful. Look at that. We got Feed kills, Lalucin, Lusty, Heavenly, and Deity's Ultra on Killer. So this is our squad, and I assume they're going to be getting ready pretty soon. They just now got in here. I see a flashlight. I don't think they're going to be bringing a flashlight. That would surprise me.
What I will say is, in addition, Deity, for the first couple of matches, didn't really have a super dedicated killer or killer group. But I think they've since padded out their team to have killers, more focused players on killers. Because before, I think it was just Squid and Q-Top balancing between the two. So
correct. Yeah, they were recruiting at the beginning of the season.
They were, because they're a super good Survivor squad, super good.
Yes, they're very strong. And I'm looking forward to seeing them go head to head, to be honest. I mean, both of them, really. These guys, this Survivor Squad and Deity's Ultra on Killer now is going to be interesting to see. Because I don't think we've seen Ultra kill. He's new to the league as well.
I believe so, yes. I saw them the other day. They were playing Survivor. I think almost all their players can be a Survivor, which is really cool. They got a lot of, switches.
Right. And I don't think, Deity's Q-Top and Squid, they're good killers, but they're not top tier. Like, King Pleb Warrior is still #1 on our leaderboards, and Deity and Squid are at 19 and 20, respectively, with GPU also at 15. So GPU's also been a killer for them. And their Survivor Squad, though, Deity's Q-Top is literally Q-Top. He's at the top, and that's, impressive, of course.
Really?
Yeah, he's #1 right now. And that's very good. So, they're a strong Survivor team for sure. I think CDM performs really well, too. I can't wait to see them play again. But that first game they had, wow. That was intense to watch.
Oh, that was great. That was so much fun.
So they're still readying up. We're not quite ready to go in just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, welcome. If you're new here, we appreciate you coming out. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. I am loving it. I've been having so much fun on my stream and getting back into it. I just got back on Twitch. I was on Facebook for a long time, and I'm back on Twitch. Well, I guess on Twitch for the first time now. Little Rugard, same as him. He's also on Twitch, and we both kind of just hang out and do our thing. And we're really grateful to Tide Time as well for his wonderful raid. Welcome all you Tide Time viewers. We're glad to have you here. I hope you stick around and enjoy the show. I think this is going to be an exciting matchup for sure. So you tuned in on a good day, absolutely, and I can't wait to see how they do. And one last thing as well, if you haven't already, hit that follow button so you see every time we go live. It's usually Wednesday through Saturday, sometimes Sunday. This week I think we have 2 Sunday games, and tomorrow only 1 game. It depends on the scheduling. Yes. Scheduling's always a little weird sometimes. I mean, it's hard to schedule. I mean, imagine 150 people in our league and trying to schedule them all every single week, coordinating the different team matchups. I mean, Pretty Good Fang, by the way, who just gave us some bits. Yeah. Pretty Good Fang, she is our league organizer. She's the one who handles all the scheduling. So big shout out to the league organizer, Pretty Good Fang. We appreciate you. And she just gave us some bits. So thank you for that as well. And I think that's the end of the announcements.
I think you could say she's doing a pretty good job so far.
Oh, I see what you did there, Rue. I see what you did.
I'm sorry. I had to. It was just sitting there. It was like you teed it up and I just had to go for it. I'm sorry.
And also, if you have lurk points, this is the last minute for you guys to do any of those betting. If you're betting on teams, do it now, because you're not going to have any more time after we start. We'll do it each and every trial, so each between trial we'll have another betting pool. I've changed it a little bit. I've changed the wording of it, because now instead of saying who will win, it says instead, will Deity defeat flops or beat flops? The reason it's worded that way is because previously we've had a tie and we had to just cancel the thing. So now if they don't defeat them and instead they get a tie, then the answer is, of course, no, they didn't defeat them, right? So that would be how that works. I hope that makes sense. So no is a tie or loss, and then yes is a win. Just so we can always make sure we give out the points. Go ahead.
A couple things to note. That poll is really, really dang close. Salty Medic, thank you for giving J Warrior a jury spot. I appreciate it. Poggy appreciates it too. I'm speaking for him now. And yes, apparently they're asking for me to be blocked because of the joke, and I'm sorry. I do deserve to be blocked for that joke.
Cancel Rugard for sure. Cancel Rugard.
No,
dude,
not again.
So everybody's ready to but the killer. I think we're just about to go. And Rue, you're going to be scorekeeping for us. Thank you very much for doing that in Stam's absence.
Always.
Usually, I think you've been scorekeeping more often. We're actually looking for a scorekeeper.
I've been scorekeeping for like the past 2 weeks.
Right. 1 second.
It's good that we have backups. Because for this specific situation where Sam is unavailable. Uh-oh, we lost Lucen.
No! Lucen, where did you go?
It's okay. I didn't love them anyway.
I did. I was big. Hey, what's this? Who are you? I don't know who you are. Lucen needs to come back. Well, that is unlucky. DBD things, aren't they, right? Pepe hands.
Pepe hands.
Honestly, though, if I'm being real with you, the most fun I've had playing Dead by Daylight has been this week. I know that seems weird to say, because of the people that are complaining about the patch and stuff. Okay, yeah, the patch is a little weird. It just got a 1.5.1, so we did see an update, which is great. 1.5.2 will be like in a week or 2 weeks, maybe. We'll see. But they're going to be fixing a lot more stuff. But honestly, doing the stream loot stuff has been nothing short of an absolute blast. And I love the fact that they just can throw cards at you and be like, boom, you don't get to hook that dude. Boom, you got to put, do this, do that thing, so much fun. I love it.
My stream has told me I need to look into stream loots. I just never. I'm super boring and basic. I never got into it. You have to show me how to do this. Poggy, hold my hand and help me do this.
I spent literally all day yesterday working on customizing my own deck. I'm that obsessed now. Like, I'm super into it. Like I fell headfirst into it. Spicy. It's so spicy.
That's what I should do. I should make a kazoo ASMR stream loots deck where you just pick a card from the deck and make me play a certain song on the kazoo. There we go.
I was thinking of adding some where it's like force Poggy to work out and stuff. She's coming back now. Well, it could be a Lucen. A little bit more coffee for the day.
Oh my goodness, it's definitely a coffee day. For you guys that don't know, so I'm in Arkansas, and it has snowed more in the past 3 days. Arkansas. It has snowed more here than the past 3 days than I can remember cumulatively in my lifetime. That is how much snow we have gotten here. It's like
the bits.
It's over a foot at this point. It's crazy. I don't remember this. Like, I think the largest amount of snow I've seen is like 5 inches. Yeah, and Sam's like right below me. So yeah, they're getting the same stuff down there. It's a mess. My
am I
screen is
correct
cut out
that
twice.
I was gonna say, am I correct that
What?
there's only one snowplow in all of Louisiana? Is that right?
That sounds about right. Yeah, that does sound about right.
So they're
But
not
at least they
prepared
have
at
a snowplow.
all for it. Temps hit minus
No,
33.
none of the-
Jeez, global
None of
warming,
the southern
right?
states are. None of the southern states are ready for this kind of stuff because we don't like. Again, this is a freak of nature cold front for us.
Ooh, guess what? Yeah, we're going in real quick.
Rule
Why
time?
don't you segue us? Yeah, rule time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have rules videos so that you guys can keep up with how the game's played. We'll be right back. This is how we do things around here. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here again with DEITY and FLOPS. We are live right now. We are in the game. And from top to bottom, we got feed kills, Heavenly, Lusty, Lalucin, and I just saw a killer, but I missed it. Well, we're going to go back to it. Ooh, Pyramid Head.
Ooh.
Who is already in a chase with Nia. That was a quick pickup. And gets the pallets done as well. So this is one thing I've noticed as well with these stronger teams that we've seen. They are hard on just pushing generators. They don't tend to waste a lot of time doing anything else unless they have the capacity to do it. Like, for example, they would spend the time getting totems out of the way if it's needed, right? But generally speaking, they won't touch a totem unless they absolutely have to. And what instead they do is just push hard on gens, and they just use pallets immediately. They just don't care about pallets. They just use them and go for safety. Now, in this case, she used the window. She tried to bait it, but unfortunately didn't really work out for her, and she does end up taking a hit. But that hit really means nothing. Ultimately, what you want is downs. And we didn't see them get a down just yet. And currently working on generators, they're doing a pretty good job so far. I just had to say it one more time. I'm sorry. We have a totem going down, though. I do believe that may have been Ruin or Undying. I'm not completely sure. And wow, that was a nice hit. He's able to see him through the rock wall. That was absolutely beautiful. And I believe the reason for that might be a Hex.
Is that
totem.
Retribution?
Hex Retribution? Possibly.
I love
I
Retribution
can't
on this
say for
killer.
sure. So currently the killer is a little bit turned around. He's gotten a couple of hits, but still hasn't secured it down. There's still 5 gens remaining, so he's definitely pressuring pretty hard, keeping the gens from getting done with Corrupt Intervention as well. Just about to come to an end. He might actually be able to get the down here. He gets very close, getting the pallets done, and does get the down. Very nice, getting that Kate down before a gen even goes out. Beautiful start for Ultra from DEITY. And that'll be first hook, and the gen goes down at the same time. 1 for 1 for both teams, with FLOPS getting a gen and DEITY getting that first hook. So very nice. Score now 1-1. And still Lusty is injured, so Lusty may want to think about resetting themselves just in case they do get caught out in a chase. But at the same time, the other 2 survivors who are fully healthy, one of them's going to go for the unhook, and the other one might be able to take chase or even body block. We'll see how they play it. And currently, yeah, I think he just found the injured Fang, which may be unfortunate, but a gen is going to pop in just a second. So that is the unhook from Dwight. Pyramid Head chasing after the Fang. Fang dropping the pallet early and then running around the long wall. He's going to go back to the other way and may actually get hit if he's not careful. Going out to the middle of nowhere, kind of getting baited out of the pallet. Oh, this could be bad, Lusty. And Lusty does go down and steps into the Trail of Torment, and that could be another hook or a cage, and he's going to go for the hook instead. I love that skin on Pyramid Head, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Pyramid Head has some great skins.
He really does. He has some of the best skins, I think, other than Hag, who has all the best skins. Exclamation mark Hag packs. And we have Dwight working on a gen. 2 gens completed to 2 hooks. It's still 1 for 1 at this point. These guys are staying on top of each other. Not in that way, but you know what I mean. Another gen going to get done. They're working on it together. I do think there might be a Prove Thyself in play. I mean, we do have a Dwight. It would make sense for him to be in character. And he is going to chase now after Kate, who takes a hit inside of the whatever this building is. I guess this would be the Rancid Abattoir. I don't know.
It's the meat building.
Ooh. Did he just get a... Oh, wow. Through the building.
Oh.
Super nice. That was well played. I tried to get back to him quickly, but unfortunately it kind of lagged a second as I was pushing the button. I was trying to get back to Pyramid Head's view. Sometimes the button doesn't like to respond right away, but yeah, that was a really sick play. I've seen Odd Starver do that. He released a compilation the other day of doing that stuff. It was phenomenal to watch. Super satisfying.
He did. So they're pretty even right now. That is 3 gens and 3 hooks.
Yes, it is. 3 gens and 3 hooks. Still, and Lawlerson taking a hit outside the tree, going in for the jungle gym over here, next to the unfinished generator, and instead, Pyramid Head going to drop chase and go back towards the unhooked player. I think he might want to consider tunneling down Heavenly is what's happening here. Yeah, he is going straight back for Heavenly, wanting to get that tunnel. And again, the score is even, 4-4 with 3... Ooh, I spoke too soon. Another gen popping, 4 gens completed, only 1 until 5. And, ooh, is that a Styptic agent play? And I think he might have been ready for it. However, it does take the hit at the window, and she goes in for the pork tree. I call it pork tree sometimes. Ooh, that was really close. Did you see how close that was? Goodness. That was spicy. That was really spicy.
Range add-ons. That's why I run rage add-ons.
Yeah, I mean, that was really close. And we see the generator getting done, all 5 generators done in 5 minutes and 16 seconds as they're going to continue the chase, focusing down on Heavenly. Deity is having a hard time with their killer, only so far securing 3 hooks. This is the point where he would have wanted to have that snowball happen, and instead he went for the tunnel, which isn't necessarily a bad play, but this player is giving them a hard time in chase and gave them such a waste of time, but does go down inside the jungle gym. And ultimately, that is going to be a 3-man escape with a final judgment. Hell yeah, I like to see that. So, Rue, get these scores in place because we're going to move on in just a moment. But really quick, his build we saw, Corrupt Intervention, Hex Ruin, Hex Undying, and Hex Retribution. So we'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment as we prepare for the post-game review. We're going to be getting the scores in and checking those blood points. As a reminder, the teams do get blood point bonuses for their scores. So essentially, it's 16,000 compiled of the survivors. So every 16,000 points gets you another point for the survivors. And then for the killer, it's I believe it's 5,000 points, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look at the sheet again. But yeah, that is how it works for the 2 teams, so they do get extra blood point bonuses, and the total possible points of 31 for both teams, as we see FPS closing in on that number, and DEITY kind of falling short pretty significantly so far. So let's see how that works.
Quick question on, does the final judgment count as a Mori kill or 3rd hook?
It counts as a Mori kill, which is equivalent to a 3rd hook, I believe. Well, maybe not.
3rd hook is 3 points.
Yeah, it counts as a Mori kill.
2 points.
I think. Well,
okay.
Oh, wow. We may need to ask Sam on that one. It may be 1 point off here. I don't know about that one, but Sam isn't here, so we can't ask him, unfortunately. Let's just keep it as a Mori kill for now, I think.
I'll check that roll while we roll this. Go ahead and go to post game.
Sure.
I got your score.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Rue, and we'll be right back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching Week 5 matchups, DEITY versus FLOPS, and this amazing gameplay has been phenomenal so far from these teams. Here is what you witnessed. This was trial number 1. You're watching Vigo score, by the way. 5 generators getting done in the span of about 5 minutes and 10 seconds. 3-man escape, only 1 kill, but a sad only 4 hooks. Terrible performance opening for DEITY, but at the same time, DEITY can do the same to their killer on their side with 8-22. Let's see how DEITY does now that they're going to be turning the tables around. We'll be back in just a moment with FLOPS leading. Here are your highlights. Rue, I want you to take us through some of these highlights if you could, because there's some stuff we need to talk about.
All right. So one thing I will say that I'm surprised of, I don't know what the competitive build for a Pyramid Head would be. My personal choice would be range add-ons. I don't know actually what add-ons did they take? I didn't actually see what add-ons they took.
Oh, I didn't think to look. I'm derpy as hell today.
Okay. Yeah, usually, so from what I understand, Pyramid Head has a range of 8 meters with his Rights to Judgment. With the range extensions, you can make that an additional 2.5 to 10.5 meters, which that one time would have been, oh my goodness, that was such a close hit on Heavenly. That was crazy close. Oh my goodness, he almost hit that. That was insane. Heavenly did a really good job looping as long as possible. I don't know if I can fault them at any one situation, because like even here, like they did the mind games really well. He got the hit. I think one of the bigger issues might have been because you're Pyramid Head, you're one of the few killers in the game, in my opinion, that can hold down that center gen. And that center gen, I think, was the first or second gen done, which I'm kind of surprised they let that happen. I'm not sure if that was intentional or unintentional. But they got a couple of hits with the Rights of Judgment. I think they might have been better off not using it sometimes, because it seems like they'd have gotten a hit earlier and it just cost them. But I don't know. I genuinely can't say one way or the other on it, because I'm horrible with Pyramid Head. I can't get a hit to save my life. And we saw Retribution come in handy. They got that hit on Lusty that was really sweet. They almost capitalized and got a down out of it. I think they just barely missed with that second hit, though, on the meat tree when they were looping there.
It was really close.
Really solid job on the survivors part. They communicated really well. The only thing I would have liked to see better possibly is I think they could have possibly taken a hit for Heavenly here instead of letting them go down. I think they could have called for a hit potentially. I don't know where their survivors were at the time. They might have just said, no, you're going to die. Just take the down with like 3-mana skip. I don't know what their comms were in that situation, but I think they could have possibly gotten a 4-mana skip if they had tried to coordinate with Heavenly on it, but I don't know. Yeah, like, see right here? That was so sick. Oh, and they like right here, they almost had it. They ran back into it. For all I know, she might have dead-hearted. Does she have dead-hard? She might have dead-hearded that.
I don't remember
I
her
don't
build.
know.
I try to remember all their builds, but it's hard. I mean, there's 4 survivors, and I'm trying to remember everybody's builds. But no dead hard there. I don't think. She doesn't have an.
She doesn't even have
perk.
an exhaustion perk.
And that's
what?
Strange choices. But I mean, they got out alive, so I can't hate on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just. I'm curious because they only got hooked once, so yeah, they did get out. Probably didn't get much of a camaraderie play though, because I think Lusty was left on the hook and they didn't camp them at all. I think they went after Heavenly again after that. Yeah, because they hooked Heavenly, they hooked Lusty, and then they went right back after Heavenly. I think so.
Really quick,
no,
I
really
have
solid.
I have an announcement from the league organizer in the back end who says Rule 1F, Mori Rule, Devour Hope, Rancor, Rights of Judgment, Tombstone will get points equal to that survivor's corresponding phase hook, points equals situational. So in other words, basically, it's worth 3 points. So we did give them that extra point. I already took care of it. So we're good.
So it is 22-9 then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good clarification. Also, it says Rights to Judgment. It's Final Judgment, not Rights to Judgment. Rights to Judgment is his arrange. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
He's trying. Words have never been Sam's strong point, said Poggy, who just like botched the grammar on that sentence. Hey, we got Lesbian Love with another Tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Yes, thank you for adding another jury member.
Next game. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm eating almonds as a way to get through my life through the day.
You're a killer main. Just have some palate Wheaties.
Palate Wheaties? Okay. Just chew on pallets?
High in fiber.
Right. Okay. So here is the team: Deity, Sad, GPU, Squid, Q-Top going up against FPS's Lusty. Now, again, they are readying up, so just about completely ready. We see 2 toolboxes, 2 medkits, very standard, and they're already all readied up. That was quick. Holy shiza. So we're going to jump into another rules video in just a moment. We'll be right back after this. All right, everyone, we're going to be looking at how the game works from the killer side. Now, killer points. Each survivor is worth a total of 6 points per survivor. First hook is 1 point, second is 2, and third is 3 points. Progressing is only 1 point. Killer bonus points. Every 5,000 blood points is 1 point. Getting to hatch first is also 1 point. A killer can only be used a total of 3 times in the season. Killers have a 150 millisecond ping limit. Also, should a reset occur, the killer and perks must remain the same. Bringing the wrong map is a forced reset, and minus 10 points. Bringing a killer a 4th time is 10 points off, and changing a build after is also 10 points. Not being on the roster is a 5 point and a reset. All right, folks, we're back, and we're already in game here with Lusty on killer, bringing a strong killer, a nurse. And I wonder if that was a... I wonder if they're making a statement here, bringing a nurse this early against this team. Because it feels like they're saying, we want to just crush you. And maybe they're a god-tier nurse player. Yeah, I mean, landing that immediate first hit on the Claudette. And maybe even going to get a second one. Goes in for the double blink, but misses it. Unfortunately, very close, though. Unfortunately, the tree kind of got in the way. And we do see Corrupt Intervention in play and possibly some other perks. I mean, of course, there'll be other perks. But what are they? I can't tell you because they're hidden. That's a rule. We hide it for you guys, mostly for your safety. We don't want you guys hurting by seeing all these disgusting perks on this killer. So, the nurse... currently not really getting any downs, and DEITY already getting a gen nearly completed. Right now it finishes up, and Corrupt isn't even barely a minute and 10 seconds through. That is rough. She did not protect her Corrupt at all, which makes me wonder, was it a wasted perk slot? Because it basically did nothing. Didn't get it down, only got a hit, and a gen in that area completed, and Corrupt is still up, by the way. Makes you wonder.
I don't know why they kicked that gen right there. It was barely progressing.
Yeah, that's another thing. I see a lot of players, and this isn't just a dig at flops or anything. I see a lot of people do this where they will actually go for those kicks on gens that are like 10%, and it's like, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth the time investment to stand there and do that when you could be going for chase or blinks in this case. So going for the Nia. Nia's kind of taking him way back to the back of the map, which honestly not a bad call because this nurse is going to have to travel all the way back to the center with her blinks, and that just wastes more of her time, and that is kind of the goal here, and doing an excellent job of doing that as well. Another gen getting worked on by the team, and I think she's abandoning the Nia as well. Ooh. Nurse struggling against this team right now. This could be problematic. DEITY is very strong, and they're showing that here.
I really think they should have committed to that the Claudette early. They shouldn't have left them.
I agree with you. I think I completely agree with you. She did kind of abandon that chase a little preemptively, and then when that gen popped, it was like, oof, you know? And now going in for the Nancy, and again, abandoning chase, I think, with the Nancy instead. Going in for the Nia, gets the Nia down instantly. Very nicely done, I think. Ooh, wait a minute. Nia isn't down? No? She got healed? Wait, what? When did she heal? When did I miss this? Might have been 99? She 99, but she was in chase not that long ago. That is insane. They must have done some kind of crazy play because that was unexpected. I thought she was down, and I look over and she's just injured. Wait a minute, what? Okay, if you say so. So Serena taking her again out to the outside wall. Is this some kind of nurse play I'm not familiar with? Some kind of strategy? Another generator popping, by the way. Rue, do you know this strategy? Are you familiar with what they're doing right now? Running out to the outside walls with nurse?
I mean, there's no gens out there, and like even if you have Kavanaugh's last breath, like Nurse has to go through range to get back. I think that's the best thing you can do. Run away from the gens. I think it's pretty strong.
I mean, I could see how it makes sense. She does kick this one with Pop Goes the Weasel, and we did see a Thrilling Tremors in play as well. And she is going to get a hit on the Nia again. Nia is healed up. Someone said in the chat that she has a med kit, and I'm like, well, yeah, she does have a med kit, but I mean, that worked really fast. I'm just saying, like, that was really quick. Maybe I'm just, my timing might be off or something. Maybe I went through some sort of wormhole. Healing mid-chase as well, getting a Styptic Gauge in play. Nurse taking the bait, getting the hit. She's going to work her way over to Killer Shack and may actually get down here if she's not careful. Just go down by the rocks. Squid going to be the second hook for the Nurse. However, 2 gens are already completed with a third on the way and quite possibly a fourth. She is slugging, not even going to go for the hook on the Nia just yet. Instead, going to see if she can't secure some other hits and downs as well. And currently working her way around, I think, to get back to the Nia, who is slugged on the ground, deciding to give up that idea of chasing more survivors, and that generator does pop as we speak. So the survivor squad is ahead of the killer by 1 generator. I like to say that around this time is when you want to see your snowball start to happen. Right around when you get 3 for 3, and she's actually a hook behind. So hopefully she's able to snowball, at least for her sake. Now, these survivors, though, are probably hoping for the exact opposite. They don't want to get that snowball. Quite naturally. It makes sense. And so let's see how they play it. If they're going to go in for the unhook altogether, and if they're going to do it 2 for 2, I don't really know. They might just go for a 1, because I think she's not camping the hook. Although she is nearby the hook, for sure. Waiting for the survivors to show their faces. Gets the stun on the Nancy. Oof. Very well played. GPU. I can smell what the GPU is cooking. And Nurse going back to the hook again. She is being very protective of this hook right now.
I don't inherently blame her.
Me neither, actually. And it kind of makes sense to be protective, especially at this point with 2 gens. That's what I was saying. Like, she wants to get that snowball. Now, we do see her getting another down, and Deity Squid did blink. Get off the hook as well. And the blink was phenomenal. Yeah, that was a great 1 blink, I believe it was. I don't think that was a 2 blink. That was a 1 blink.
Yup.
That's exactly what you want as Nurse. Lower fatigue as well, so it wastes less of your time. And they are getting now the heal on a Deity Squid. Very nice, Blake. Yes, Jay Warrior. I agree.
I don't know what you can do as a Nurse in this position. They've gotten so much pressure off on you. I don't even know if there's a 3-gen.
I don't know either. I mean, if anything, these teams are going to be very good at avoiding that. This is their home map after all, so they're going to be avoiding any potential 3-gens. They know exactly what to look out for. She does get the down on Nancy again. That'll be 2nd hook for Nancy? First hook for Nancy? First hook for Nancy. Hook. Okay, sorry. I thought Nancy'd been downed already. And Nurse is kind of making a comeback. She hasn't snowballed, though, and that's kind of the concern. You want to have snowballed by now, or at least be getting close to a snowball, and she only has 1 person injured other than the survivor she's chasing, which means, other than the people on the hook, obviously. I'm saying, like, of the people off the hook, only 1 person is injured, which is going to make it a little bit harder to snowball, because ideally you'd want 2, maybe 3 people injured at the same time, so you can get that snowball potential. And we're just not really seeing that. Even missing a...
She does have a 3-gen.
Missing it there. Very nice. Claudette baiting out the hit and getting away from the gen. She does have a 3-gen, though? Oh, wow!
Yeah, there's one to the right.
Coming in with a stun. Let's take a look. As soon as I can get a better look at it, I didn't see it. So there's one inside the Rancid Abattoir, and she's going in for the Nia right now. As she turns around, a nice dead hard from Nia. Very well played. And we do see 3 players injured, so there is potential for snowball, but they are going to start healing up if they are wise. Now, there is only 1 generator remaining, and she is kind of working on a... Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, she does have a pretty strong 3-gen here. Oh, boy. That is problematic for sure.
Lets her blink between the 2.
Yeah, and Deity Sad healing up and then taking another hit. So, again, this is what we're going to be seeing a lot, is where they're going to keep trying to trade off heals and trade off chases, and she did that very well, getting away from the Nurse's blink, and the Nurse getting a little bit stuck. She doesn't need a lot, though, because she can actually work on this 3-gen pretty good. The fatigue may be what kills it, though. And the fact that there's no real regression other than Pop Goes the Weasel, she needs to get hooks to regress the generators. And that might be the one she needs right there with Sad going down on the outside of the Rancid Abattoir. And you're going to get slugged going instead for the Nancy to prevent that gen from getting worked on anymore. I think, though, the time that she's using, very nicely played juke by GPU. And I think we're going to see her go for the hook now. Yeah, and I think that might be the time they need to potentially get a generator done. But what are the survivors doing? We see Q-Top not working on a gen, Nia not working on a gen, and Nancy not working on a gen. So this is not ideal. This is a free hook for the Nurse with no time consequence on her whatsoever. She's going to get that Pop Goes the Weasel as well on this barely touched generator. Oh, that is unfortunate. But they do get the unhook on Claudette. So at least there's that, but now they have to kind of reset and start over again. This may be like a really long end game.
One thing that they're doing really well is they're hiding Zarina, who's Death Hook. You don't want to lose your 4th survivor right now. That's just, you're dead. So they're keeping her hidden, it seems like.
I think so as well. I think Zarina is the one staying out of sight, out of mind, and that makes sense. I mean, that is not a bad play at all. She's the only one currently on Death Hook. She guys get a blind on the killer, and unfortunately the flashlight evasion comes as a result of the fatigue, I think it was. And she's going to get the hit on the Claudette. Yep, there it is. There's that landed. Very nice hit. Deity Sad taking another hit. Going to blink through the wall, making a prediction, getting the down on the first blink. Absolutely phenomenal play from FPS.
Is DS still
wow.
up?
DS is
Oh,
not
no DS,
up.
wow.
It's been well over a minute, my dude. My man. So even if she had DS, which I'm not going to say one way or the other, she wouldn't have it. I don't think it's within that time. But let's see how they're doing. These drivers are working on gens. We do see a gen getting pretty far along. This is still anybody's game at this point. FPS is kind of being disgusting right now with a nice 6-hook halfway through their 12-hook game. Not bad. They need to get a kill, though. Right now is when I'd want to secure a kill. 4 people alive, even the best killer on a 3-gen can't hold it forever with 4 people alive and healthy. So they definitely need to get that worked on. Get that kill if they can. Thinking about where she wants to blink. I love the nurse can do that. Just kind of look around and decide where you want to go. And unfortunately, doesn't really. She kind of has a little bit of trouble through this thing, but does get the hit through the railing, through the wall. Very nice blink. Again, just beautiful blinks. It's like she's in her zone now. DEITY Q-Top going down. This is the kill we were talking about that she needs right now. That is a flashlight save? No, she gets evaded too.
Goodness.
That was such a close flashlight save. Holy shit. That was really close. I think it was just slightly too late.
Lusty's cracked. There are so many 1-point hits here that I can't imagine. Good night.
It is really, really close right now. Lusty getting that kill is huge. That could be the turning point for the remainder of this end game. We are 11 minutes into this game, still sitting on 1 gen. And the killer, may not be seeing this nearly completed gen. DEITY GPU taking a hit, though. Now grabbing chase with the killer. She is going to commit to the Nancy, it seems. But she is going to go into fatigue. Nice amount of distance for Nancy as well. Nancy trying to pull her very far away from the Rancid Abattoir. And the gen does pop with a adrenaline play, too, from the Nancy. A very beautiful adrenaline. Going to be exactly what she needs. These survivors could still pull out the W on this game. It is not too late for them. Even with 1 kill, it is still a strong game with a 3-man exit, which is what they want to see. Taking on the survivors, we have Escape being opened by Claudette, and Nancy taking yet another hit, and I think is going to start working her way towards Nia, if that was the wise thing to do. She's going to be followed. Nia is going to be taking a protection hit, I believe, and a stun as well. A beautifully timed nurse teleport stun. You don't see that too often. Nurse kind of panicking, not able to get through the wall. I think she's losing it here just a little bit. These survivors are all getting out, I think. This is GG's right here, folks. Remember where you saw it on Vigo's court. I think so, too. That is a 3-man escape, and Nia taking her escape as well, and I think that was only 1 exit gate open. I'll ask them in the post-game chat, but I'm pretty sure there was only 1 exit gate. But wow, what a phenomenal finale from this team. Lusty did a great job, but unfortunately DEITY just did slightly better. Slightly better. But was it enough? I don't know. I think Lusty might have pulled out enough points to go ahead of DEITY's first killer in the first game, so they might still be holding on to a nice good lead going into the next trial. We'll see in just a moment as we prepare for the post-game review and getting that score tallied. Gosh, wow. Wow. GG's from the chat. Thank you guys so much. Rue, what do you think? Are we getting close? Yeah, we're getting pretty close. We're like, what? 1 more blood point away. 1 more blood point score. Who is it? Whose is it? Oh, I see it now. Okay, 27-220, yeah. And that's going to be it right now. 38-33, slightly favoring FPS at the moment. And the build on the nurse as well. Pop goes the Weasel. Corrupt Intervention, Mindbreaker, and Thrilling Tremors with the Kavanaugh's Last Breath and the Fragile Wheeze. With that in mind, Rue, we're going to be right back with the post-game review, and then we will go into some, some highlights. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are watching DEITY versus FLOP in this Week 5 matchups. These conference rivals going head-to-head, and FLOPS is doing a really excellent job today going up against this killer. Let's see what we just witnessed. This was trial number 2. 5 generators getting done in this trial. Fantastic job by DEITY. And we also saw 3-man escape. Not bad at all, with 7 hooks from the killer. Also really good. A very tight game with a 1K. Well done indeed. And in this game, DEITY 24 to FLOPS 16. So DEITY does win against them in this trial, but FLOPS is still leading going into trial number 3 with their score. So they won in trial 2. Deity won in trial 2, but Flops is still leading in trial number 3. So very nice done. Did I say 4? I meant 3. Anyway, here are your highlights, Rue. Take us through what you witnessed, because I am curious on what your take on it is.
I think Lusty was at that last point listening to see if they heard them on the gen, and they were, just kind of like, they were close to the gen, but they weren't actually working on the gen. So I think they were kept on checking to see like, oh, are they working? Am I hearing the sounds? And once they didn't, they went for the other person. That game was so close. Also, this flashlight save, if they had gotten that, would have been the most goated flashlight save of all time. That would have been insane. Salty Medic, thank you for bringing us a seat to the jury for Poop Wilson. Thank you very much. And oh man, I was very worried at first that they were not going to be able to come out with Nurse, because they did gen so fast, and they had like I don't think they had 2 hooks at any given time. And then this 3 gen was disgusting. I'm guessing that was the plan, is that they were going to try and hold down a 3 gen. Also, they had some great 1 blinks, just really, really good Nurse play. Far better Nurse than I could ever hope to. But man, that was crazy. This game was a roller coaster. I thought that Deity was just going to like 4-man escape from the beginning, because they were just pounding out gens. Nurse felt like they had no pressure. And then this 3 gen happened, and the game completely shifted. I was astonished how much pressure the Nurse applied with this 3 gen here. It was crazy. Kavanaugh's and the blink recharge was so good. Just outstanding. I think it's hard to tell, because I can't tell if they had actually gone back to that center gen and not committed to the Nancy. I don't know if that would have actually saved them or not. It's so hard. It's so hard to tell. But man, this was such a close game. Such a close game. This was one more down away, and one more down at hook, I should say, from being a loss for Deity, I would say, because they got that 4th hook killed. But after that, the 4th survivor died, I don't think they actually got a hook on the 3rd survivor after that. If they had, it probably would have been a very different game if they had gotten that, that 3rd hook. But they didn't, and very, very well done by Deity. Like, this is an insane amount of pressure. This is an insane amount of pressure.
Yeah,
they held it
really
together.
was.
They didn't panic. They kept it together, and they just, they did the objective. They got the gen done. They got out. I'm surprised that the Nurse wasn't able to get a 2K though, because they were after the Nancy. I think they misblinked twice. I think maybe they got unnerved that gen popped because they thought that they weren't being worked on. And so maybe that got them, because we saw 2 quick blinks that didn't go through the wall like they were expecting to. And I think that got them. And I think every Nurse falls prey to that. I just got to do a short blink for hit, and they don't actually charge up enough. It's like, oh, it's too quick of a blink. Oh man, if they had got a 2K, this would have been, I think, a tied game.
Well,
I think it would have been.
If it makes you feel any better, Rue, my stream has been making me play Nurse, and I do that literally every blink. So I mean, it's like,
I've seen it.
I've seen it. I know the pain. They're doing, like, they did way better than me. Granted, I feel like they're not a Nurse main. That's what I got out of this. I don't feel like they're actually a Nurse main. I feel like they're really good at Nurse, but not a Nurse main.
I disagree.
In my opinion. No, I don't know. You really think so?
I think they are. Did you see how many 1 blinks they got? You don't get 1 blinks like that without being some kind of Nurse main.
I guess they could be like a Nurse main among other things, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't feel like Nurse is their top killer, if that makes sense. I feel like they're like, I'm confident with Nurse. I'm probably really good at Nurse, but maybe not enough to, be at this high level competitive play, because she did struggle. I mean, she did have some struggle. The only reason she really got a whole lot done was because of the 3 gen. Had there not been a 3 gen, this might have been over quite a bit quicker. If it had been like on the other side of the map or something, I think it would have been over. Maybe that's just me. I'm not trying to say she did bad, because she didn't. The Nurse did really good. I just don't think she's like a main Nurse, if that makes sense. I don't know. Just a thought. Maybe she is. Maybe I'm a liar.
Real Zappy's in chat saying 100% one of the cleanest Nurses in this league. Yeah, I think Lusty is, if you can't say that they're a Nurse main, they've at least got a ton of practice on her where they are no joke.
Oh, I'm not denying that. Please don't hear me wrong. I'm not saying she's a bad Nurse. Also, Hype Train. What the hell? Hype Train? Yeah. I love the hype train. Thank you guys for the hype train. Keep it going. Keep that hype train going. We love it.
Fun fact, I actually got my first hype train from my chat the other day, and it felt really good. So,
nice.
2 hype trains in 1 week? What?
We got Lesbian Love, Gibson's more tier subs.
Like
Thank
right
you so
here.
much for that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right there. That blink right there, I think, was the turning point for the... I think they lost a chance for a 2K when that blink did not go through. Because I don't think the door was quite open yet. And, oh, it was so close. Also, that adrenaline play on the Nancy was brutal. That was also a really... turning point for the game, because they could have gone down in the next hit, and instead they got that adrenaline boost. They got a lot of distance, and oh man.
I mean, haven't we seen Lusty play other killers and perform better? Am I wrong about that? I mean, I feel like
I think we have seen Lusty play other killers. Yes.
So I'm not saying they're a bad. I'm not saying they're a bad nurse by any means. I don't want that to come off the wrong way at all. That's not what I meant. I just meant that I don't think she's a necessarily top nurse player. Like that's what they go to, but they're really good at it though, way better than I'm ever going to be for sure. So
as we were saying in the middle of this game, there was some points where they were just popping off on the 1 blinks, just absolute cracked gameplay. It was really impressive to watch. I'm curious if Kavanaugh's, like, if they would have been better off using some other add-on instead of Kavanaugh's, but Kavanaugh seemed to do kind of bit of work. They could 1 blink between the gens effectively for the most part. So I think it was probably not that bad.
Right.
And they're coming back. They're running it back. They're just going right back into Lusty.
There's so much we could talk about, but guys, they have another game to go very soon here, so we don't want to miss it. This will be trial number 3 in just a moment. They're all starting to ready up right now, and I think they're all ready. And I told them, you know, go ahead and ready up, because they were waiting, I think, on me because I was still hanging out as killer. But I do that to hold it until you're done with your review, you know, just to make sure. But it seems like they're all ready to go. So we're gonna do another rules video. We'll be right back after this. This is just a wonderful game. I'm loving it. I hope you guys are enjoying it at home. Keep your seats. We'll be here in just a moment. All right, folks, we're going to be looking at how the survivors side earns their points, and let's look at all their objective score points, counting down from 5 generators. 5 and 4 are worth 1 point each, 3 and 2 gens are worth 2 points each, and 1 is worth 3 points. 1 escape is worth 1 point, 2 escapes is worth 2 points, 3rd escape is worth 4 points, and the 4th escape a total of 5 points. Every 16,000 scored is worth 1 point. First to hatch also gets 1 point. Survivor penalties, bringing banned or limited items, perks, or add-ons is minus 10 points. Changing build
after these messages.
Right. I had to interrupt because we're already back, kind of. You know, they're already here, so we're going to be loading in. I just have one more screen to interrupt. There we go. And yeah, we're back here again with the Spirit this time. Again, Lusty bringing a super A-tier, A-list strong killer against this team. Now, are they going to be able to hold together? We do see, again, Corrupt Intervention, something they seem to be fond of, which I am too sometimes, and if it's played correctly. And sometimes I'm not when it's not played correctly. It largely depends. But so far, we've seen him use it not very effectively. The very first game, he didn't get a single down, I don't think, in the entire time that there was Corrupt Intervention. So it didn't really do much for him. Unless he does take the pallet stun. God pallet, though, may be worth it early in the game. Let's see if it helps him out in the long game. Although I would be surprised. These teams know now not to go over there, so they're going to probably avoid that at all costs. However, nice phase, and Nancy does walk right into the killer's face, and we do see Nia as well. Going to also probably take a hit right by this locker, and does indeed. And now the Spirit has 2 injuries she can work with. Going to be able to have her pick of the litter to see who she goes for. Following the scratch marks on the Nia, I believe. And she is going to get her down right inside the pallet. Not even a dead heart is going to save you on that one. A very nicely played phase, as well as 1 generator getting done in that same amount of time. So 1 for 1 again. These teams just really tight. Really tight. Like surprisingly tight. And of course, Bald Spirit because reasons.
2 things to point out. 1, how dare you? Spirit is 100% an S. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
An S tier killer.
Another phase into a down. Absolutely phenomenal. Exactly what she needs. A great start to a snowball. And a pop goes the Weasel play as well. Now, Deity Squid already off the hook, Nia. And instead, probably going to either focus down the Claudette quickly and get a hit or a pallet, or go for the hook. And she does decide to go for the hook. Looking to see if Basement was down there, I think. But no Basement right now, unfortunately. So we're going to have to deal with a regular old hook. But Nia healing herself with her med kit, and the survivors working on generators. Let's see how far along they are really quick. Not really at all, actually. They're very slow on these second and third generators right now, which may not be good for them. And we see the Spirit lining up for the Nia. Gonna do another phase. And a baited phase. Does not use the phase for very long at all. Zarina walks right into her. I think she was predicting that somebody would come from that direction and work its way to the hook. And that's exactly what they did. And Nia is going to, ooh, a nice bait on the window and is going to go through it, vault through it, as I was trying to say. English is not my strong suit. 50% on the gen with Claudette. The unhook happening now on GPU, I believe, in just a moment. Maybe, possibly. Claudette being pressured off of her gen at 50%, which no Hex Ruin. We don't see that. And she is going to abandon the Claudette. So I'm not sure if she's just wasting time or waiting for an unhook. Seems like she was waiting for the unhook. And we do see the unhook happen. Claudette continuing her gen work. And Nia running away from the hook. And Nancy possibly being chased again. Is she being phased at? I think she is expecting to be phased at. And yes, she does. And she's going to possibly get a down right there. No borrowed time or anything. That is going to be a down for Nancy. Is there a DS in play? No, no DS. Shocking. I am actually surprised. Thought there would be a DS. And we, by the way, are 20% on our level 2 hype train. Let's keep that hype train going, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, by the way. We appreciate it. And the 2,000 for canceled time. I still love that that's up there. Anyway, that's just one of my favorite new things that we've added to the channel. And now chasing the Nia around this little jungle gym. And Nia going to drop the pallet now on the second loop around. And I do believe I'm going to want to leave that area because that is where the hook is. So it doesn't want to hang around there for too long. Does take a hit and going to get that extra speed boost to get to the Killer Shack, it seems, is where she's headed. Whether or not she has the time to get there, we'll see. She's now phasing, so she's going to have to be careful. And Nia's going to want to be very careful about how she plays this. And no, she actually gets abandoned. The chase does not continue with Nia. She was panicking a little bit. But ultimately, she does switch targets to the Claudette. Oh, this might have been a mistake, you think? I don't know. But maybe she is going to find another injured survivor. I think she hears her. I think she hears the Nia. Yeah, Nia going down outside the jungle gym. Exactly what she needed. That was a TNL loop right there. She could have used that, but instead walked out to the side trying to mind game the killer and actually got downed as a result of that. Perhaps the TNL loop could have been useful to her. We'll never know now. And we do see the killer working her way on another phase as well. Go ahead.
One thing that I'm surprised is they don't have the Yakayoke amulet for Spirit, which is, I think, is like her best add-on by far. It's just so oppressively overpowered. But that said, you don't necessarily need the best add-ons in Spirit. She's just an insanely good killer. So
right.
I don't know. I'm just kind of surprised.
She isn't, like, I mean, she's not add-on dependent at all. You're not wrong. She's not add-on or perk dependent, really. I mean, in comp, you're going to want it, obviously, because you're dealing with high-level, you know, cracked teams. But in pubs, for sure, I mean, she's pretty much GG easy most games if you're any good at her. I'm not, but even when I'm playing her on pubs, it's pretty much an easy 4K most of the time, unless the team, like I said, is like a comp team or something, which does happen a lot. But, you know. Anyway, chasing after the Nancy now through the Killer Shack. Killer Shack not having a pallet, and I think she might have forgotten that that pallet was thrown very early and decides to abandon that, taking the hit. Now 3 survivors injured. She's working her way to a TNL loop. Nancy getting in front of the Nia, who might be taking a protection hit on her behalf. And unfortunately for them, it doesn't quite work out. Nancy goes down on the other side, and Nia vaulting over. That is unfortunate. Nancy going to be on third hook. That is a kill at 2 gens remaining, exactly what she needs right now, too, to potentially secure this game. Lusty performing extremely well right now. And I think we are going to see another... Yeah, I think so. It might very well be. There is a solid 3 gen right here. This gen over there, this gen right there. There's actually a solid 4 gen.
It's almost a 4 gen.
It really is.
Almost, yeah.
That is a... Wow, with 3 people alive, this 4 gen could be very difficult. Now, at the same time, though, it is worth pointing out that CDM has done pretty well against a 4 gen, 3 gen setup. Why am I not able to switch characters all of a sudden? Hello, game. Anyway, we've seen CDM do really well with it. I like to say that really when you're playing CDM with 3 survivors, it still is like you're playing them with 4. And I think DEITY, you could make the same argument because their survivor squad is super strong. And
Oh, yeah.
it still can feel like there's 4 survivors alive just based on how they play. A nice bait, but she doesn't fall for it. Gonna take the hit inside the Rancid Abattoir, run around the outside of it, and work her way around. Is she gonna get the phase hit? She is following that sound as closely as possible. Not quite able to secure it where it is, but she does a Styptic agent play. I didn't even see that happen.
Ooh.
A fantastic play with the Styptic agent, going to be exactly what she needs. That generator nearly completed. And she is going to have to kick it and then move on from the chase. Claudette getting away safely. Nia now mending herself, and Zarina working on her own gen as well. And not really sure where she's going. She's going to one of these other generators, the far generator, to check on it. She sees this work done, doesn't go to kick it, which, I mean, I don't know. There's an argument that can be made that kicking it's good or kicking it's bad in that case. It's really up in the air, I think, for that one. That's a 50-50 decision, in my opinion. But they're spreading out their work on the gens. Go ahead, what's up?
What they needed, this is what they're really good at. They're good at denying the hook here, because they will play incredibly safe on Earth. Oh wow.
And a nice dead hard by the Zarina, who's going to get to the TNL loop safely. Maybe. No, but the sword gets her inside the loop. That was a long lunge. You love to see it. This killer does have one of the longest lunges in this game with that sword. It is quite lovely. And well played by Lusty. Gonna be a 1 hook currently for Q-Top. So not a kill. Nia's the one you want to get, but Nia's currently resetting with the Claudette, and that gen was nearly completed, but I think they got one done in anyway. So this one's 50%, going to now regress to about 20 or 30, something like that. And that's going to give her enough time to maybe secure another kill, because, again, this is a solid 3-gen. I think we also saw right by the tractor, I think there was a hatch right there as well. I think I saw it on the ground.
I will say, the saving grace there is that they were down so far out of the 3-gen that the Spirit couldn't bring them back to the 3-gen to be hooked. Was that Deliverance?
That might have been a Deliverance play, and Nia taking a hit inside the Rancid Abattoir, running around the outside. Nancy running past her. Wait, no, that was Zarina, sorry. Nia is the one she wants to kill. And she almost does, but a Dead Heart saves her once again. This Dead Heart is deadly nasty. A very nice play by the Nia with her little cap. Gonna get through this and not mind-gamed. Trying very hard to stay alive. This could be a kill if she's not careful. Securing this kill is exactly what this killer wants right now, I'm pretty sure. And she does get it, going with a phase inside the middle. A beautiful play by Lusty. And that's going to be exactly what she needs right now, is that kill. And we could see the survivors get a gen done, but she could secure a 3K even if they finish this generator. It really doesn't matter at this point, because all she needs to do is get a hit on one of them, perhaps down the Zarina, hit the Claudette, and then hit her again. It really is up in the air. And she goes for the Zarina, waits out the Dead Hard, gets the down inside the Killer Shack. Very nice. And Claudette, not even going to wait for the Claudette. Not even going to go for the 4-man slug, which, honestly, probably wise, honestly. Just take your points and go.
Yeah, 100%.
Take your points and go.
Well, she doesn't have enough time to get the exit gate, so she can actually chase her around here a bit, potentially.
Absolutely, and she definitely could. I mean, that's only a second hook for Q-Top. I don't think Q-Top's going to want to go for. She spots the Claudette way off in the distance, though. I think Claudette's done for, too. Oh, man, this is a GG, I think. Q-Top going to die. I think we're trying to see a hatch tech, but I think Spirit saw the hatch as well. I'm pretty sure I saw it by the tractor. I can't be 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure it's back there. And Claudette, if she takes a hit here, could actually get to it, assuming that's where it is, assuming I'm correct. I'm very often not correct, though. However, we do see the Spirit having a hard time catching the Claudette. Claudette, so far, only being hooked no times. Fantastic performance by this Claudette. Honestly, you see a Claudette and you think, oh, she's a blendy little, thing that's going to go around with urban evasion around the outside of the map. But no, Claudette in this one, she is destroying this killer right now. Just pallet after pallet, not even getting phased. Double meaning on that word in that case. And Claudette is going to jump through the window and get that distance again, working her way still towards where I think we saw that hatch. Hatch, I believe it was back here to your left, Claudette. To your left, your other left. There you go. Go that way. I'm pretty sure it's back here.
So close.
Oh, I don't know if she's going to make it. I'm pretty sure it's right there. Oh, there she goes into the hatch,
She
barely.
made it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
A phenomenal play
Holy
by the
cow.
Claudette, getting out by Hatch. Exactly what she wanted to do at the end. Very nicely played and just what we were looking for. Well played on their part for sure. I mean, it was a bit of a struggle. It was a bit of a struggle for the team. They definitely struggled. But nonetheless, they got exactly what they
How
did,
can
which
you not?
is that Hatch play at the end.
Spirit
mean-
is an insane killer to go against.
I know, but
I don't
this
know a
is
team that
Deity
doesn't
we're
struggle
talking
against
about.
good Spirit.
But this is Deity
It
we're
is-
talking about.
Spirit's cracked.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll take it. I will take it. GG's, guys. Going into trial number 4, what are we going to see, Rue? Do we have the scores ready just about? Yeah, it seems like we're just about done tallying the scores.
Yep,
And
that is the score.
okay, so current score 59 to 48. We'll be right back with our post-game review. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. All right, folks, we're watching Week 5 matchups, Deity versus Flops, in this phenomenal showing from these teams as we continue the reign of terror from Flops. Let's look at what you witnessed in trial number 3. We saw 5 generators getting done. It was super close, but ultimately only 1 escape by Hatch. Granted, by Hatch. 8 hooks from the killer. Not a ton of hooks, but a good amount of hooks to secure a 3K. So really well played by Lusty. 15 to 21 in trial number 3, with the total score favoring Flops still by about 10 points, I think it was. Flops leading and winning trial 3 against Deity. We're going to see how they do in trial number 4 with their survivor squad as they now switch sides and switch roles. And we're going to continue as well into the next trial. And I do believe, by the way, before you continue talking, I think I forgot to do a trial number 3 prediction. I am so sorry. Usually Sam handles that stuff, and I'm a little bit behind on what we're doing. And Sam is not with us right now. Not that he's dead or anything. He's just in a snowstorm. So anyway, Rue, take it away.
We're a man down.
We are. Take it away on the on this right here for me, would you? Could you? Do you mind?
Oh, good night. Where do you start? Let's start from the end. So, the fact that she got the hatch is pivotal because I think, if I'm correct as far as scoring goes, if they had not gotten the hatch play there, because that's a escape, so it's 2 points for the escape, it's a point for the hatch escape, and you're denying the killer a hook and 2 progressions. So you gave your team effectively a 6-point gap closer, and it's 11 points right now, which that would have been a 17-point lead potentially, which I don't, because Flops is surviving for Trial 4, I don't think if you play it properly, I don't think you can come back from it. So they did a phenomenal job getting that hatch. Getting that hatch lets them come back in this last match. Because I can only imagine they're going to bring some cracked killer to try and get a 4K here and eke out the lead at this last bit. That's what I'm imagining, but we'll have to see. I'm not going to, shame Lusty because, oh, Spirit's cracked, you should always be able to do... No, that's not that's not remotely true. I literally played Spirit against them on this map the other day, and I think they still got a 3-man escape against me. So that's by no means. They did play a phenomenal Spirit. I think the MVP for this game, though, goes to the Survivors' Dead Hearts. I think every one of their Dead Hearts, minus that last one, dodged a phase hit. And do you know how hard it is to dodge a phase hit from a Spirit with Dead Hard? Can you comprehend how difficult that is? That's insane. I think I saw at least 3 different Dead Hards that dodged the phase hit. That's obscene. That's crazy. I'm just saying. Oh, man. This was such a violent back and forth game, too. Spirit, to be fair, Spirit, I don't feel like at any given time they didn't have pressure, though. They played it very well, constantly juggling between gens, keeping the survivors guessing. They had great tracking going on. There was that one time they did the styptic play inside the barn that I don't think I would have ever heard, but they did anyway. They noticed, okay, they stopped. Okay, I heard them running forward again. Get the hit. Even if it was styptic, that's still, they got to mend. You can go, down and deal with another person. That was just wasting time on their part, so... Oh my goodness, phenomenal job on both sides. Because again, I'm not going to say oh, Lusty, that you brought Spirit is game over. No, Deity did a phenomenal job fighting the Spirit, in my opinion, constantly leading them on as long of chases as possible. Mixing up the way they mind game as much as possible. Because let's face it, Spirit is really tough to go against. really, really tough. And they did a really good job dealing with Spirit and, communicating. I can only imagine their comms might have been a bit hectic trying to call out. And oh my goodness, that hatch play. Hatch play was probably play of the game. That kept DEITY in this match. Oh, I'm looking forward to this Trial 4. I want to see what DEITY brings. I want to see what they do, because they could bring any number of things here. I know that they've got a pretty good arsenal now with the different killers they've accumulated. So, this is, those hype jitters you get when you're playing the game or something like that. I'm feeling hype jitters right now. This game is so close. Like, yes, there's an 11 point lead, but we know for a fact that can be closed. And honestly, the fact that against the Nurse, they did close the gap a little bit with the 3-man escape. They did a good job slowly bridging that gap. And then this one kind of, brought it back in the other way. It's like a, what do you call it? A pendulum kind of thing. And now I'm curious how DEITY is going to try and swing in their favor, because it's 11 points. It's an 11 point difference. You can't go into safety mode, So they're going to have to try. Both sides are going to have to sweat. This is not a game over scenario. Now, that said, I can guarantee you DEITY is going to have to do some more sweat. But
I mean,
man,
it's like you said, it's only an 11 point lead by Flops, and that I mean, there's 31 possible points to grab off the board, so it still is anyone's game. DEITY could pull it out. I mean, it's definitely possible. But yeah, I agree with everything you just said about this Nurse game. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, not Nurse game, Spirit game. Forgive me. Nurse was the first game from the Flops.
I think.
But yeah, I mean, still.
I think I'm getting called out in chat for pronouncing it DEITY.
You are. By the way, we're in real-time mode. I forgot to switch the stream over to 45-second delay. It's not like a big deal. It's not the end of the world. It's just potentially a problem. Anyway, normally we'd have a 45-second delay, and I'm seeing like instant. I'm like, oh, it's instant reactions and all that. So, anyway, sorry about that. I'll make sure to get it fixed next time. Thank you all so much, by the way, for being here. Appreciate it.
Is it supposed to be pronounced deity? Is it not DEITY?
I mean, now it both ways. I've heard it both ways.
Now I'm going to be like, self-conscious.
You can say it either way, because the EI can be pronounced as an A.
Yep.
DEITY.
So I think ultimately what I can leave off with this is that, yes, Spirit came out on top, but DEITY came out with just a phenomenal fight against the Spirit. Because let's face it, Lusty played a very, very strong Spirit. But this team handled it so well. This was top tier survivor play from them all across the board. I think the only thing, and again, I think they knew where the hatch was. I think they saw it, but the Claudette couldn't immediately run for it, because you get a hit, you immediately phase, you down him again. You have to get at least halfway across the map back towards that hatch to get there. So I think it was just a matter of, slowly inching your way back and trying your best not to take a hit. So, well done, Claudette. Who was the person that escaped again? That was Sad that escaped that match? Well done, Sad, for getting that hatch escape. Fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
absolutely phenomenal.
To be fair, what I said earlier, the Spirit at any given time had pressure. From the very beginning, they had pressure. They had a hook before the first gen was done. I think they had 2 hooks before the first gen was done. And somehow DEITY still came, they weren't done. That wasn't game over for them. They recovered and they pushed 5 gens out of the game. That is an accomplishment. So, good grief. This is a fight. I'm getting the same shakes that I saw when I was DEITY versus CDM and CDM versus Object of Depression. This is such a tight game right now. I'm on cloud 9 over here watching this.
I know you're excited
I wish I could get to this.
I know you're excited to see the last trial, Rue, but it's worth pointing out they haven't rated up yet. They keep readying and unrating. I think they're a little bit nervous. I think both teams are feeling the jitters right now. You're not wrong.
Well, because DEITY is about to come out with a Nurse, a Spirit, a Freddy. You're about to fight the biggest, sweatiest killer that DEITY can throw at you to clutch out this game.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact they have, any number of killers in their pocket they can throw here. So I'm very curious. Oh, it's Ultra again? Oh, let's go. Let's go, Ultra. I want to see what you got.
All right. This is the squad right here. Flops, once again, with their Survivor squad. And yeah, Ultra coming out as the killer. We'll see how they do. The first game with Ultra wasn't I'm amazing. It was good, but it wasn't amazing. And they can maybe pull out a win if they bring it out this time.
For a pyramid head, I think they did a pretty good job. There's a couple things I would have done differently as far as like the choices they made, but it's a pyramid head. It's not, an S tier killer.
When I say amazing, I mean 10 to 12 hooks. So, I mean, if I don't see 10 to 12 hooks, I'm not amazed. I am not amazed until I see a full
got a high
3 or 4K.
Standard.
I do. I got high standards. What are you going to do?
Got a high standard.
Get good, guys.
I'm going to call you out for it every time I hear it.
Oh my word. I know. I have high standard. For survivors, too, I have high standard. Like when CDM last week, they got like the full 4-man escape and didn't get a single hook off the killer. I mean, it was just like disgusting watching those survivors. And it was like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Anyway, last rules video of the day. We'll be right back after these messages. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. We are back here right now with these 2 teams going head-to-head again. Again, DEITY versus FLOPS. I always have to do that. Anyway, we see the teams and a spirit in kind from DEITY. That's what we want to see, folks. A spirit in kind. Now, really quick, I do have to fix the scoreboard because we were waiting so long that the game is like, or the Streamlabs is like, hey, you know that whole thing you do with the scoreboard? We're not going to work anymore just because reasons. Anyway, we're going to keep watching the spirit. She does get an early hit and a fake on the Dwight, but Dwight using a styptic agent really early in this game. Was a surprisingly early styptic. I don't know about using it that early, but I guess if you're trying to just deny hooks, that's the way to go. Just whatever you have to do to survive.
Whoa. Look at that gen.
And yeah, that gen popped really quick. 45 seconds that gen was done. Actually 42 if you want to be real straight with those numbers. It was about 42 seconds exactly. Now chasing after the Nia does get the Nia down around the outside of the hay bales and is going to get a hook on her as well. Very quick down and hook, but not quick enough. Those survivors even faster. Even faster from the survivors. With that generator, 42 seconds. Wow. I didn't expect to see one that quick. And
that's
now,
insane.
Let's see how they do. I mean, like I said, this is going to be a super tight game. Ultra is going to have his work cut out for him against these survivors. They are cracked. And now 3 survivors injured, 1 just now getting off the hook. Let's try to switch and see it from the survivor's point of view. They are getting rid of a totem. Nia healing herself up, possibly with Decisive Strike. Maybe not. I don't know. I ain't telling you. And she is getting the down on the Kate. Kate gonna be hooked early again. Let's see how those gens are looking right now. No survivors working on gens, I don't think. No, Dwight's not on his gen. Nia's still healing herself. So currently a second hook for free for the killer with no gen pressure from the survivors at the moment. Now, they're going to get on gens in just a second, I'm sure. They're not going to waste too much time. But at the same time, that's exactly what she wants. Ultra wants to get as many hooks as possible before they complete more gens. Now, chasing after Dwight, gets a nice face first into the Dwight. Dwight, why aren't you in a locker, my good man? Feed kills, taking another down, a 3rd hook early for this killer. And again, 20%. 20% on both of these gens right now. 2 generators being worked on with 3 survivors working on them. One of them's going to have to come off, probably the one that's working on the double gen, the double team on the gen. And we'll see how they do. She's going to pressure the generator over here on the side by the exit gates and then work her way into the killer shack. And as she does, Nia takes the vault. Might actually end up taking a first hit, getting that free open hit. Instead, waiting a little bit by the window. I might have just vaulted it, but she was kind of waiting for a mind game potential. No mind game happened. She just walked right into it. And a phase getting walked right into as well. Again, another mind gamey phase where she phases for just a second and then takes the phase out and then hits them. I mean, that was just really well played. And we do see as well the Lusty, the Fang, working through the TNL wall, does also take a hit inside the TNL loop.
I think these survivors need Go ahead, sorry.
Ooh. No, it's okay. So we do see Lusty going down as well inside the kill, or just outside the killer shack, I guess, taking a hook, and we saw Nia get up from Unbreakable. So far, these survivors kind of fallen behind now, and this is exactly what Rue was about to comment on, I think, too. Go ahead, Rue. What were you going to say?
I think they need to get Ruin. Ruin is getting insane amounts of value. This Spirit is constantly juggling between gens. If they don't get Ruin right now, I think this game's done. There's just too much pressure.
There is a lot of pressure right now, and if this game goes for Deity, that's exactly what they're going to want right now. I mean, it'll be enough points. They just need to score a fat 20, maybe even really they just need 11 and just deny all the points to the survivors, but the survivors can get some more work done and they can get 20 points, something like that. I think are you faking a phase? Spirit? Are you trying to fake a phase? I don't think it's working. I don't think she fell for it. And instead going back for the hook to check on it. So she's losing a little bit of that pressure now as all the survivors are healed back up, kind of getting a chance to reset. They're playing it really well. To be fair, they're playing it really well. And a deliverance play from Fang, allowing the other survivors to stay on their generator. She's going to go right back to that hook, though. Not wasting any time. Going to try to get back to the Fang. Trying to find her. Not able to quite catch up with her. She gets to the window, loses her pressure with the phase, so now she can't mind game with the phase. Tries to get her inside the loop, but not going to see it there. Again, she goes through the window, taking the long way around. And is probably going to drop the pallet right here. Yeah, the pallet goes down early, exactly what I expected to see. And we're going to see her working around as we see Fang waiting patiently right here. And does a beautiful vault play, waiting for that phase. Fantastic play by Fang, working back around toward the vault one more time. Going to vault right over it, not waste any time. And she is being very cautious, being very careful. Paying very close attention to what's going on. She does get abandoned, instead going in for the Dwight, who is phasing. Is going to take a hit on the Dwight. Very nicely done. And Dwight she might be phasing towards the Dwight right now. No, she is trying to spread around the damage, now going for Heavenly. Heavenly, who's working around the outside of the killer shack on the long wall without the window. Gonna go inside again. I don't think yeah, the pallet's here. Okay, sorry. I thought that pallet was gone for some reason. I don't know why I thought that, but the pallet does go down early, which I also expected. She's waiting kind of in the corner of shack, I think, trying to avoid any normal areas where you'd be as a survivor in a chase, and instead goes in for the Dwight. Dwight might be going down here. Yeah, not able to get to the pallet. Dwight goes down right inside. Almost got the pallets done, but not quite. Not quite. Get dedicated, as they say. Nevertheless, we do see, and a haunted ground from the killer.
Man.
Yeah, we like to see that. This is more pressure. This could be the snowball that Deity needs to bring this game home. Oh my god, she gets one down with it. She is going to snowball this one. She is leaving that Fang on the ground. Sorry, Kate. Getting a down now on Lusty. Double down. Feed kills coming off of the hook. Lusty going to be on hook while she leaves Heavenly slugged. Wow. And then gonna pick up Heavenly as well. Not gonna use any more of her Haunted Ground for the moment. She still has about, I want to say 30 seconds of Haunted Ground left. Maybe a little less. Maybe like 10, 15.
Oh, I wouldn't have worried about it either. There's 3 people death hook. I think you've got this in the bag.
Yeah, I think so too. And just keeping an eye on what the survivors are doing, she is phasing away. The survivors kind of ran past her with the phase. Very nicely done, and kind of try to waste that time. The Haunted Ground is done for. They are no longer exposed, but Dwight is injured. Again, faking the phase and then doing the phase. The fake didn't really work, so she cancels that idea, moves on and says, all right, let's just go for the real phase. The phase works, and she gets Feed Kills down again. Feed Kills going to be on third hook. This is a phenomenal performance by Feed Kills tonight, guys. I'm sorry, Ultra. My apologies. I'm getting names confused in my excitement. Oh, my God.
They finished a gen?
A gen got done with all that pressure? Are you serious? These survivors are cracked,
Holy
man.
cow.
Yeah, wow. They need to reset, though. Like, they have to reset right now. Like, if they hope to get another gen done and secure enough points to come out ahead of Deity, they have to make sure they reset and get these gens, at least 1 or 2 more, knocked out. This is very close to a 12-hook game for this killer, and she is closing in on another survivor right now. We're hoping that it's the Nia, or at least I think the survivors are hoping that it's the Nia that she's closing in on. Instead, though, they're all back here in the back, healing quietly, trying to hide their track marks as well. And now fully resetting. Exactly what we were talking about. They are completely resetting.
Look at the two gens. They're so close together.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those are really close generators.
Yeah, that's a 4-gen. That is a nasty 4-gen.
Oh, this is going to be disgusting again with these close generators. This Survivor Squad is giving a lot of hooks, too, to this killer with Dwight already out of the game. Now, Nia taking the hit. Nia being the only one who's on first hook still, who will be on second hook when she gets downed. She's only been hooked once, is what I was trying to say. Sorry, I was kind of having a little bit of gastral issues. There we go. I'm good. Drink some water. Lalusin, though, going down around the outside of the jungle gym, right by the tractor. Going to be on second hook. A fast down. Again, those phases are disgusting. And we see another totem dropping. It was not an exposed status. I do believe that was Hex Ruin, which is exactly what they wanted. They wanted to get Hex Ruin out of the game. And she is phasing through... Yeah, she's phasing through the Rancid Abattoir for the moment. Abattoir. I think that's how you say it. And...
Abattoir, yes.
2 generators still done. We see Fang going in... I'm sorry, 2 generators still remaining to be done. And Lalison going in for the unhook. All survivors on death hook right now with 2 gens remaining. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to call it this early. It's so close. 63-63 right now. It's anyone's game. Like, one slight turn of this will turn it one way or the other.
I think DEITY's going to clutch it out here. I don't know how the survivors break that 4-gen, even with Ruin gone.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Incoming
That's
DS?
a death hook for Lalison. But there is a DS in play. A very nice play by Lalison with the DS. Absolutely phenomenal. Taking that extra speed to get away and work your way toward the Rancid Abattoir. But does go down, making short work of that DS play. And that is going to be third hook for Lalison, unfortunately. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, ladies and gentlemen. But a gen, again, about to complete. What the hell is this game? What is this game? Now, she has a, like, what is it, 10 hooks right now completed? 10 hooks?
Yup. That's how you bring your team back. Ooh.
If they could possibly finish this last gen, which I don't think they can, but if they could, I mean, it could be really tight. Nevertheless, they're going to try. They're going to try. As she goes in for the face, she does get the hit on Heavenly. Very nicely played. DEITY coming out slightly ahead right now. Blood points could make the difference here. We don't know. And unfortunately, Fang does explode. And, ooh, a Styptic agent. She's going to wait it out, but unfortunately is forced to take the hit as the pallet is right there. And they swap roles. They swap sides on the pallet. That was interesting. And gonna now work her way in towards the Kate. And this Kate goes over, I believe, is gonna vault? No, what is Kate doing? Kate is mind gaming the killer. Wow, look at the distance she got. Where is she?
Right? What is going on?
What? I'm confused. The killer looks confused. I'm also confused, by the way. Just so you know, I am legitimately like, huh? So Kate now again working her way to the other pallet. She's playing with Iron Will right now. Wow, that was really close at the window. Being very careful here. She has to be careful. She's running away back towards the other pallet. She goes back a little bit, doubling back on herself. The killer now going to use possibly a phase to get back to Heavenly, but no, abandons it. Instead, going in for the generator. I told you they could be working on this. Look at this generator, my dudes. Look at this generator. It's like 90%. It's nearly finished.
You know what hurts?
She has to kick that.
That skill check failed, cost them that gen, I think.
I think so too. That unfortunately that happens when you let go of gens sometimes, and it's like it's really hard to cope with that. However, we do see Lusty going in. I think Lusty might have signaled to Heavenly, hey, go back to that gen. It is nearly finished. It's so close. Go back to it. It does get done. The generator pops. 2 generators, or 1 generator gone out of the game really fast at the end. 2 survivors alive. They're gonna get that last. Wow, that last bated breath from Flops as they are trying to get out of this game desperately. Heavenly, fully healed. I am in shock. I am in shock, guys. I'm trying to say words, and I can't think of the words to say. And they get the gate open already. What is happening? Is there going to be a hatch tech? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god! Oh my god! What just happened? What just happened?
Are you serious?
Guys. Whoa.
Good night.
Cracked. These survivors are cracked.
Heavenly was like straight up MVP. That was the longest chase against the spirit I have seen of that caliber.
Holy cow. My god. I'm in shock, guys. Like, I'm sweating right now. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to like freak out, but my god, that was insane. You wanted to see a competitive play, folks. You came to the right place. Fuck me. Okay. Let's pull it together. Let's pull it together. We saw Corrupt Intervention, Hex Ruin, Hex Haunted Ground, and Hex Undying. This threesome combo, fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. And I think Rue is signaling to me that all the points are in. I don't want to say anything just yet. Let's go into the post-game review for just a second.
Word.
Oh my goodness. Guys, what are we going to do? I thought it was over for flops. Goodness. I really did. Deity versus flops tonight. This was Vigo's court, ladies and gentlemen. This was trial number 4, post-game review. You're watching Vigo's court, and this is what you just witnessed. 5 generators getting done by this squad. Fantastic play. I can't believe they pulled it out. They eked it out with a 2-man escape. Insanity. And 10 hooks from the killer with a 2K, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. I believe what I saw, the score was 72-79 in favor of flops by 7 points in trial number 4 in total. That is it. Flops is convicted of murder. Fantastic job by this squad. Rue, you're going to have to take us through some of these highlights because I'm still like, what the F just happened?
Oh,
I don't even know.
I don't want to. Also, we got a high five we got to do. That was just redeemed. So, come on, throw it up. Let's do a high five real quick. We'll take a quick breather for the high five and go into. Come on.
Fine. Well, my camera's off. I can't. I can't. No! I've turned into a bunch of HUD.
The game was so insane it broke Poggy's camera.
I turned into a HUD, guys. All right, let's go. Here's your high five.
Okay.
Oop, high five. All right, back into the clips, please.
Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I needed a break too. I can only imagine. You sounded you were going like 90-0. You were like an auction host that last bit. Holy cow. Like, I cannot sit here and say that Ultra did not do a phenomenal job. Like, they got 10 hooks in this match. I don't know what more you can ask from a spirit, but, you know, that is over 3/4 the hooks that you're possibly allowed. That is insane. I think the only thing that cost them is they might have got too complacent in the chase with Heavenly, but honestly, I don't know what was going on there. Like, I've never seen a survivor give the jukes to a killer like that, or say a spirit like that. I've never seen that before. Heavenly was 100% MVP of this trial for the survivors. Just that saved them the game right there. That chase at the end, that was like a what, 40, 50 second chase at least. Just at any point we knew as soon as she goes down, it's game over. And we just wait on the edge of the seat, like, when are they going to go down? When are they going to go down? And it never happened. And I'm just like, how? How did that happen? Oh, my word. Again, phenomenal job from the survivor side. Because, again, the spirit, like, seriously, Ultra came out and just was, like, shredding survivors. I thought at 4 gens, when the first gen got popped, and then they're trying to do that the next 2 or 3 gens, Rune was up. I was like, how are they going to do that? She was bouncing off so much. And she continued to do that. She got 4 or 5 hooks before they even touched the next generator to get it done. And oh my goodness. How do you break this game down? This game was a constant pendulum swing of pressure. The spirit, again, never did not have an insane amount of pressure. I'm surprised the survivors were able to hold out this whole time. Holy cow.
Absolutely nutty. One of the strongest showings I think we've seen from 2 teams going head to head. I mean, it was just excitement from beginning to end. I don't think there was a dull moment in this entire game. Maybe just a little
For
bit of
sure.
the end games, but that's about it. A little bit.
I think. Oh, so I don't even like. I'm trying to break down how this match even went down. Like all 4 trials. I think the only thing that was crushing is that. Okay, so every single game we saw except for the first trial had like an S tier killer. It was 2 spirits and a nurse. The pyramid head was the non S tier. Some people say that they're A tier. Some people say B tier. I'm not going to argue that, but it's definitely not the like top 5 killer material. And I think that might have been what possibly cost them. Is maybe they played it a bit too safe going in, because again, DEITY has a target on their back, because everyone in the league is like, we gotta go for DEITY, and it's how do you fight that when everyone's bringing their S tier killers against you? And again, this was what they like Flops won by 7 points. That is such a close margin. It's ridiculous. This game was constantly on the brink of being flipped to the other side. Just oh my goodness, I'm still trying to break this down. Like right here, eating the DS was insane, and it's correct. Like I can guarantee you, Ultra knew they had DS, and I think Ultra's like, I don't care. I'm just going to eat it, and I'm going to down you again 5 seconds later because Spirit does not care about your DS. Spirit's going to chase you down and kill you anyway, and that's what they did. They chased him down, killed him, and it gave the other survivors, Heavenly and Lusty, enough time to jam out that second gen that he needed. And then, oh my goodness, that loop from Heaven, like right here. This entire loop needs to just be a highlight for Flops. Like, this was such a good loop for them. That was crazy. And honestly, the fact that, and I so there's this like fuzzy patch, right? Because after they get that gen done, after Lusty, goes in the chase, and then Heavenly jumps back on it, they get the gen done. But what happens after that? Because like the adrenaline pops on Heavenly, so they're healthy. You have no good target after that. It's crazy. That completely reset them. Like getting that last gen done reset their team, which is just mind-boggling to me. Also, I just now realized I made a mental note of it. I completely forgot. Lusty also had a phenomenal chase halfway through the game on the other side where they threw the pallet, and judging where the spirit was going to come from just perfectly, making the vault, wasting the spirit's time. Lusty and Heavenly, 100% MVPs. I think Heavenly maybe earning the MVP at the end because, dear goodness, that was such a long loop. But both of these guys had such good mind games against the Spirit. It was crazy. I'm going to have to go back and watch this again and again. This was insane. Wow, okay, I see how it is. Now you broke my camera, Poggy. This game was so insane. It broke both of our cams. Holy cow.
I still am just like, what the hell? We were talking. Okay, so the game is over. I don't want to go over too much more because Rue basically covered all that needed to be said. I think there's so much more we could say, but I think it requires like a lot more analysis. And maybe we'll do some of that, like an extra show that we put on to do that. But Rue, I think that we're supposed to be rating someone. I don't know who we're going to raid. I asked if somebody wanted to. Maybe you guys can tell us who we're going to raid. I was thinking Tofu, and you were thinking Tofu, so I think I'm in agreement with you on that one. So we're going to do that, and Rue, you can take us out for now. We're going to be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for, let me look at the schedule one more time so I don't forget, We Overslept versus Death by Pallets. So that'll be tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then we have more games Saturday, Friday, and Sunday. I don't know why I said the days in that order. I'm a weirdo. But anyway. That's going to be it for me. That's all I got. So, Rue, you can take us out, and whatever else you got. If you want to go for more clips, go for it. But it's up to you.
Oh no, I think I'm good. I'm worn out. I need to go to bed. I'm exhausted after that game. Good night. I've got enough adrenaline in me for the week. Good grief. All right, everybody. Let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You've been watching Vigo's Court. Flops versus DEITY. Flops eking out the win at the end. Fantastic job from both teams. We'll be here tomorrow. Don't want to miss it. We got more matches coming up for the rest of the week. We're going to go raid someone now. Thank you for watching. I've been your Judge, Little Rugard. This has been Counselor Poggy, signing off. See you tomorrow. Oh, one quick thing. Sam, wow,
if you're out
Poggy,
there, we miss you, brother. We miss you, brother. And also,
I love
audience,
you, Sam.
Tide Time again. Thank you so much for getting all these wonderful people in here. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up, Rue.
Goodness, this game was nuts.
took before the first gen even pops.
It make you wanna call my name.
Trying to bait out a hit there, but not able to get it. Ricky JT able to get away. That was a missed decisive strike. And that is an insta-down.